question.
So toughest gangster with their hands. Would you take a Bronx guy, a Brooklyn guy, or a Queens guy? Would you take
Brooklyn all day. And
over,
I'm from Queens.
Over Bronx, huh?
Yeah. Bro, those kids can fight in Brooklyn.
So I remember on the old show,
they could fight. Brooklyn guys could fight.
I remember in the old show, Panisi made a comment about Queens over Bronx, and to this day, I still get shit like text me. So I'm like, I didn't say it, bro. Queens is tough too, but I give the respect.
And let's say when we're talking Bronx, we got Bushwick over there too. Yeah. I've seen some of the best fighters, the Puerto Rican fighters in Bushwick.
Yeah.
And some blacks in Bedford Stuyvesant. So you know from there, Tyson, Black Breland.
That's right.
So Brooklyn got the best fighters.
So there were rumors that Sal Vitale was a former cop, or did people just ignore it? It was a huge red flag, according to Sean.
There was a room. He was a correction officer. Was there rumors? To my knowledge, no. He would have been dead.
So yeah, I was told this from a former made guy that you were not supposed to make anybody with a badge, including
a fireman,
including what's his name, Peter Gotti. He was a sanitation worker,
right?
And a sanitation
worker,
have badges. You get a badge, allegedly.
You get a badge for throwing out garbage.
I just listen.
Good job.
I'm just telling you what I was told. I'm like the podcaster here.
Well, I didn't know that. But listen. The rules of the mob, even with the Sicilians around, and the rules now are totally different. Yeah. Like all these mob tubers that go on to, that's a rap move.
Yeah.
If you're in the mob and you're talking about anything mafia, you could get killed.
Really?
Yeah, they didn't want you to keep your name out of my mouth. Name bad or good.
That's true. Good point.
There's one guy that claims he's a made guy and he goes around doing blocks. I don't want to start that one up with him again. He's just a freaking idiot. He's a made guy, but he doesn't want to tell people who he is. But he talks about active shit and stuff like that. I hope they find you. I know who he is.
I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah.
All right. Corrections officer, still a cop. Anyone who swears an oath, so get set. All right. The other thing is, I was told, like, kind of the Gotti era was we don't take pleas, right?
Sure.
And I was actually talking to an older
Sicilian. Allocute, whatever.
Yeah, an allocute. Well, that's a different level.
Yeah.
And I was talking to an old Sicilian guy, and I'm not going to obviously name his name. And I said, hey, why are deals not okay? I guess the Sicilian idea is if you meet with law enforcement at any point behind closed doors, not obviously in the courtroom,
right?
That is considered a rap move, or it's considered. Was that the reason why you think Gotti might have said no deals?
You see, yes, but you see how they when you start taking the pleas, all right, you see how the government writes up these pleas these days.
Yeah,
they're like, okay, they're like, and do you say that you were a member of this, and are you aware there's an underboss? Are you aware there's a they're adding more to that those pleas.
Yeah,
or jamming up other people.
Why they're doing it?
Yeah, because they said screw it. He doesn't want to do 20. We'll get him 3 years.
Now, this is weird. Is the guy on Jordan Harbinger's show a real mafia guy? I don't know that show. Jordan Harbinger.
If he wants to be.
Yeah. What do you
Who the fuck is that?
So I gotta ask, he's my guy. And we had a little cigars, a little bit of wine, hanging out, enjoying each other's company. But what do you do when people call you a rat? What do you say to that?
Nothing. I mean, I don't care. Listen, they call it to. They don't say it to my face.
They don't.
Okay.
Nor would I.
Today I was in my own neighbor taking pictures and battle. You see them. I don't care. I really don't. If you're gonna call me a rat, back it up. One, do more time than me.
How much time did you do?
I did 6.5. So 6 to 6.5. So if you did 7 years, I'll take it.
State or federal?
Federal, which is pretty fun.
Yeah.
But back to call me a rat. Make sure you never freaking did time. Make sure if you did time and everything, like I'll get it to you. Yeah, I get it. I'll earn it. You win.
Yeah.
But not if you never did anything. You go on YouTube. You want to call me a rat? We push back. What are you pushing back if you never did anything?
Good point.
Call me a rat when you did as much as I did. If you know.
Now I'm not.
Well, have my record.
Yeah, I'm not just saying this because I always like to just be upfront, but I've interviewed, at this point, 7 made guys and the accountants, associates. Of the people that I've interviewed, I get a lot of positive feedback about you. And then they actually say, I think one of the times you even said, hey, like I am who I am, and you kind of owned it.
Was that not the
but a lot of guys don't. Why don't you think they just say, "Hey, listen, you know what? This is what I do."
Self-awareness issues, they just don't. You got to know yourself. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Doesn't mean you're a pussy. Rats are killers too.
So
Am I right?
I'm just here to report the news.
Well, I'm just telling you. That's what it's on paper. It's not like freaking. So.
But you made, and again, because I had the, I guess, pleasure, of lack of a better word, to interview many different guys, from associates to made
Sure.
guys who left the life. Obviously, I'm not going to interview an active guy. But my question to you though is, how hard is the transition? And you were successful at it. You transitioned from being a street guy, being a wise guy, if you will, to transition to everyday life. What was the hardest? And you're successful at it. And I know personally because we're friends. But what was the hardest part about it? And how long did it take you to kind of normalize your life?
A long time. It took a long time to normalize.
Yeah.
I still was like, after I got out, because you got to remember, everybody I committed crimes with, I knew them since kindergarten. I knew them since first grade, second grade.
Yeah.
So I wasn't going to go commit crimes again because that trust was built in so long. And then again, and I know that people are going to say I broke the trust. No, it went both ways, believe me. I mean,